What is up, guys? This is my first ever vlog, and in this video I'll be giving health, mindset, fitness tips. I'll be walking on my hands, doing handstands, leg workout, and I'll even show you my in-body scan, showing you my overall body composition according to the machine. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So hope you guys enjoy, and see you guys at the end of the video. All right, guys, first things first, we're gonna do a walking handstand, or I guess hand walk from here to there and back. Som que ecoa, energia que passa. Menina gira, sorriso no ar. A festa começa, ninguém vai parar. So that was fun, a little tiring. Now we're gonna go for the regular from crow pose, shooting straight up to the handstand, and then try to do some handstand push-ups. Let's get down to it. Good. Yeah, guys, so this is my very last day as a trainer at Crunch, or at least the one in Staten Island. I might be still doing it down in Florida for the interim until my online fitness brand takes off. I'd say one of the best things I've learned from this place was to how to do a handstand. I was working on them on my own for a while, but until I started working here, I really didn't have much of a framework. I tried the YouTube videos, but I learned from people that go here, people that have been doing handstands for years, how to actually do the handstand. So it was that much easier for me to learn and progress that much quicker. And you guys try to learn everything on your own. I've tried to learn a lot of things on my own, and all that did was slow down my learning curve. All it did was prevent me from learning it that much faster. You don't know what you don't know. So when you ask people that are in the position you want to be in, whether it be looks-wise, financially, lifestyle-wise, whatever the case may be, you will get there that much faster when you take the advice of people that are in the position you want to be in. All right, guys, so right now we're hopping on the in-body. We're gonna see my stats, my body fat, muscle mass, all different stats for my body composition. We're gonna see where I'm at right now, right here. Let's do it. All right, guys, so we just did the in-body, and it turns out we are 5% body fat, 98 pounds of muscle, and this is a totally 100% accurate, legit analyzation of my body composition. I mean, that's not the case. I'm probably maybe 11 to 12% body fat. I think the machine probably needs to be recalibrated a little bit, but it's all right. We'll take it. 5% body fat, 8.9 pounds of fat. We'll go with that. Boom. Nice. So this right here is going to be a lunge sled superset. So what you want to do is start out with your lunges with the dumbbells in your hands, walk to a certain distance and back, or you can count the number of steps. Like say you want to do 10 one way, 10 the other way, each leg. I usually just go by distance. So like if you pan over its head, punching bag over there, I want to go towards that. And then I'm going to turn back around. And then straight after, I'm going straight for the sled. So it's the sled, it's going to be pushing it forward and then bring it right back. So let's finish this one off. Boom, boom, and back. Yeah. Boom. Down there. And now, this bad boy. So I'm going to go as fast as I can from here to there, and then back pedal back. Let's rock. Ah, and back. Ah.
want to make sure you get squat nice and low like this, and back pedal the balls of your feet, and go as fast as you can. And make sure to breathe. And break. So if you feel like you're not feeling your squat in your glutes or your hips, what you want to do is practice squatting with one leg to really fire up the glute. So what you want to do is you squat down like this, have this knee come out, and then imagine there's an egg on the floor. You want to lightly tap the egg like this without crushing it, and then come back up. It's like you bring this leg out a little bit, this knee going out to the other side, come right back up again. A little bit of a hinge with the squat. Do 10 of these on each side. If you really want to make it more challenging, do it with a band in between around your legs.
So when you're working towards a goal, there's plenty of points during that journey where you just want to give up, where you just want to call it because you feel like it's not for you. You feel like you're not capable of doing it. I was in that same position so many times with fitness, working on this, building my brand. I didn't think I was capable of doing that because of my own self-imposed shortcomings. I thought I wasn't disciplined enough. I thought you had to have like that discipline, that skill, like already genetically pre-hardwired into your mind and your DNA to be able to do those things. But if there's anything I've learned these past few weeks, is that your environment's super important. The people you surround yourself with are super important because they'll be the make or break of whether or not you give up. If you're surrounded by everyone that's telling you to give up, like you're not capable, you shouldn't be doing this, then you're more likely to give up than to not, because you're going to start seeing things from their point of view, from their way of thinking. But when you constantly reaffirm that you can do it, or you have friends or watch videos on social media that tell you can do it, you're going to re-hardwire your brain to program yourself to believe that you can. And then by extension, you can and you do, because you didn't give up. One of the other beauties of fitness as a whole, like, because when it comes to getting in shape, you can't give up. Because if you give up, your physique's going to be a byproduct of that. You're going to get skinny fat, you're going to get out of shape, you're going to be lazier. And we all started to work out because we just wanted to be shredded. We want to be jacked. We want to look like David Lade or any of the other movie celebrities that get jacked for their movie roles. When it comes to fitness, you have to be consistent. You have to be disciplined. You have to have that mindset of doing it even when on the days you don't want to do it. And I'm not saying anything new under the sun, but when you actually apply it, that's when you become better as a whole. And that's one of the beauties of fitness, is the universal laws that you learn from fitness that you can apply to any walk of life when it comes to being successful. Say you want to be successful in business, or you want to be the best in whatever career you're working to pursue. It's going to be a lot harder to do that when you don't have the mindset to push harder. A lot of workouts that we have that really help us progress are the workouts where we went the hardest, where we increase the weight, increase the intensity. It's harder to progress when you keep the same weight, when you stay stagnant the entire time. People do it so often with their careers. They stay stagnant with not trying to be promoted. They stay stagnant with the amount of cash that they make, with their mindset. They don't try to level up. And when you're not trying to level up, you stay the same. And just like with money, your value is going to go down over time when you stay the same, when you have the same value. That value diminishes. But when you're constantly trying to make yourself better as a person through fitness, your mindset, and all the other habits that you form to make yourself level up as a man, it's going to be that much easier to get to that next level, to get to that physique that you want. But you can't do that if you don't apply the rules that you learn from fitness to life, to every goal you're trying to achieve. Because when you're not trying to achieve a goal, life is a lot more purposeless. You don't want to get out of bed in the morning, you don't want to wake up, you don't want to talk to anybody, because you're lacking that purpose. You're lacking that drive, that ambition that's going to get you to living a life of fulfillment. That's why people, even with people with families, like, there's guys out there that have what you want, but they're still miserable because they're not pushing for more, because they don't have that purpose. They're not surrounded with people that are pushing them to get to that next level. And that's why I'm so lucky. I'm always, almost every video, I'll say how thankful and blessed I am to have friends like Nate Diamond Vince, and all my family and friends have been super supportive of me. I know a lot of you guys don't have that, but you have to find some outlet that's going to push you to get to that next point, whether it be through yourself, through the social media that you watch. However you do it, you have to find something within you or outside of you externally that's going to push you to get in better shape, that's going to push you to improve your mindset. Because if you don't have that, then you're not going to get to that next level, and you're going to be living with regret, disdain, contempt, and you're going to have a miserable vibe about you that people can sense from a mile away. No one's going to want to talk to you. No one's going to want to help you. No one's going to want to be supportive of you, because you don't even want to support yourself. When you're out of shape, when you carry yourself in a depressed way, no one wants to be around you, because no one wants that negative residue that's oozing from your vibe. So you have to make sure that you're on it with your discipline, with your mindset, and making sure that you're constantly being consistent. You have to be passionate about what you're doing. If you're not passionate, you don't have that authenticity, you don't have that drive that makes you magnetic as a person, that gives you that life of fulfillment and purpose, that makes people want to be around you. That's why fitness is so important. That's why I'm also lucky that I started this when I was at such a young age, because I only wanted to do it to be jacked and shredded in the beginning. But now it's like all the other universal laws that I've learned from it have made me realize how important it is to make sure that foundation's on point, to make sure that you have those roots like fully grounded, and making sure that those roots are coming from a good seed that helps flowers instead of weeds, instead of garbage plants that don't contribute anything to the ecosystem. When I talk about never giving up, there are times though when you do want to give up, and those times include when something's holding you back. I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen that analogy where the hand's holding onto the rope, but the rope's wrapped around the hand, and the hand's all red and bleeding, and it's getting like losing circulation. When that hand lets go of that rope, of the thing it didn't even need to hold on to begin with, that's when it's free. That's when it has more autonomy. The things you have to give up are the things that are holding you back. It could be your mindset. If you're in a bad relationship, if you're around negative people, if you're whatever you feel like is being toxic to you, your own bad habits, you have to be willing to let those things go. Or if you're working on something that's not fruitful, that's not worth the ROI, you have to be willing to cut that off. Otherwise, like I said before, you're going to be living with that resentment, with that disdain, and you're going to be living a way more miserable life as a whole. The end goal of fitness is to have you living with more purpose, to have you have a more fulfilling life you could be proud of. You can't be proud of a life that makes you miserable, that you don't respect, that you don't appreciate. And people can sense that, and they're not going to respect you by extension. You have to be living your life the way you want, on your terms, wherever the case may be. You have to kill off the things that you don't like about yourself, that you don't like about your life, because otherwise you're going to be living a life that you feel like is not even worth living. And that's why fitness is so important. It's not the end all be all, but it's the root, the heart, the foundation of what's going to have you live a better life as a whole. So never give up on the things that are going to garner the greatest returns in your life. And of course, the number one thing is going to be your health and fitness. Remember all the universal laws, or all the laws you've learned from getting in shape, that you can apply throughout the rest of your life, or every other aspect of your life that's going to make your life better as a whole. And make sure that when you do give up on things, you're giving up on things that are only holding you back, that are toxic to your vigor, your vitality. And that's how you're going to be living a way better life, and you can be proud of who you are as an individual. All right, guys, it's 8:40 at night. I'm finally having dinner. I'm having my ground beef with cottage cheese. And when I first started eating this, everyone thought I was crazy. My friends, my family, they were all saying, oh, it's way too much cholesterol. It's way too many calories. Why are you eating that? It looks disgusting. I knew from the very beginning that this was the right meal to eat, that it was good for me, because it's high in micronutrients, it's hitting my macros, my fats, my protein. It's not hitting my carbs, but I get my carbs through other sources like fruits and potatoes. So I'm not too concerned about that. But the reason why I even bring up the people around me making fun of me for eating this is because so many people, so many of you guys let your family and friends get in your head, trying to hold you back from doing what you know is right and just for yourself. They have their best interest in mind for you, so I don't think they're intentionally trying to screw you over. Most of them aren't. But you have to keep in mind what's best for you. And if you're someone that's 6 feet plus, or at least like 5'10", 5'11", you work out heavily, intensively, and consistently, you can get away with eating meals like this, especially if you're not eating much throughout the day. When it comes to the health organizations, I know a lot of people think that they're solely just trying to kill our tests, and they just want to push out synthetic products constantly to like lower the population. When they say to not eat that much red meat, I believe them to a degree, because for the average American that doesn't work out that much, and this is why they say, this is a good reason as to why they say to not eat that much red meat. It's because if you're not working out consistently and you're not burning that many calories throughout the day like the average American, you are going to get fatter, and that heavy amount of cholesterol will clog your arteries. It can cause cardiovascular disease. That's a real thing. I know I sound like a soy boy saying this, but that is partially true. if you're not burning that many calories, if you're not working out consistently. So they're speaking to them. But if you're someone that's working out consistently, you eat pretty clean, you don't eat too much throughout the day, you can get away with eating a meal like this. However, when you try to replicate guys like Nate and Dom that are 6'3 plus, over 200 pounds, work out consistently and intensively 4 to 6 days a week, and you're only like 5'6", 5'7", 140, 150 pounds, you can't get away with eating 10 eggs a day, 1 to 2 pounds of ground beef a day, because that extra fat, that extra energy is going to get converted as, fat. It's literally physics. It's like if I have a metal bat and I swing and hit a metal pole, the kinetic energy that comes from me swinging and hitting that pole, it has to go somewhere. And where it goes is it creates a shock wave, like a metal shock wave, where after I hit that pole, I'm gonna be like this because the energy is channeled into the bat and it's being expelled through me. Because now I'm conducting the energy because I'm still holding the bat. So the energy has to go somewhere. So in terms of digestion and caloric intake, that extra calories has to go somewhere. Calories is energy, protein, fats, carbs. These are all forms of calories. So it has to go somewhere. So if you're not burning that excess amount, it's going to be converted as fat. And the way you burn calories is one, through exercise, and also through not doing anything. This is your resting metabolic rate, your BMR, basal metabolic rate. And this is calculated through a multitude of things. I think it's between how active you already are, how much muscle you have. There's a specific formula for different heights, weights, age, gender, whatever. For you specifically, for me, my basal metabolic rate is between 1900 and 2000 calories per day. That's how many calories I'm burning if I wasn't doing anything. That's just my body functioning. But for you guys that have the same stats I was saying before at 5'7", 150 pounds and maybe only like 60 to 70 pounds of muscle, your BMR is probably like 14 to 1500 calories you're burning per day. You're eating that much. If you eat a meal like this, 1 to 2 pounds of ground beef in a day, you've already well surpassed your BMR. And the calories you're burning through exercising might make up for that to some degree, but then you have the other food you're eating throughout the day. You have your carbs, you have the food you're eating for breakfast, lunch. So when it comes to macros and getting in your calories and trying to reach your goals, whether it be to lean down or bulk up, you want to keep in mind your body composition, what's best for you so you can still stay healthy and still have your hormones regulated, still be energized, so that you don't mess up your body composition and your hormones. You want to have energy throughout the day. We're doing this to be healthy. We're doing this to look aesthetic. In order to meet both those requirements, you have to assess your current body comp with your height, age, how old you are. These are all important factors to take into consideration. And if you want help with that, that's where you reach out to a coach like myself to give you that guidance, to give you that framework so that you can actually know that you're doing all of the right things. But at the end of the day, you want to make sure that what you're doing is right for you. And for me, since I work out intensively, consistently, I don't eat too much throughout the day. My goal is to do like a lean maintenance bulk to where I'm not too extreme on the bulk. I'm relatively happy with where I'm at currently body weight wise, but I always want to put on more muscle. This is the type of meal that's going to help me do that. It's the ground beef with cottage cheese. And I've always known that no matter how many people tell me this is disgusting, I know that this is a good meal for me. I know that with my circumstance, it makes sense for me to eat a meal like this. So make sure you have the discernment to assess your circumstance, assess your current body composition, what your goals are, and assess if what you're eating and how you're living is right for you and your goals.
And that is the end of the vlog, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, because if you did, I'll definitely have more vlogs coming out soon. They're only going to get better now, especially since I'm moving to Florida with Nate, Dom, and Vince. So that's going to be a good time. I'm going to be dropping more value, more sauce. And if you're looking for one-on-one coaching for a lean bulk, a cut, to help you improve your handstands even, click the link in the description down below, book a call with me, and we'll see if we're a good fit working together for one-on-one coaching. So leave a like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace!